Hey everyone, Joe Knapp here. Thanks for joining me for another Cup of Joe. If you control a broadcast grid, manage a cluster of stations, or sign off on the engineering budget, today's episode is specifically for you. We're doing a classic SWOT analysis on a tool most of us use every single day, music scheduling. But we're looking at it through a very specific lens. We're putting the enterprise powerhouse MusicMaster CS head to head against the collective mix of other offerings out there on the market. Let's dive right in with the strengths. When you talk about MusicMaster client server, the absolute superpower is unrivaled flexibility paired with centralized control. Other offerings out there love to box you into a specific way of thinking or a rigid database structure. CS says, how do you want to program? Whether it's our legendary optimum goals or deep metadata customization, you aren't fighting the software to get your creative vision on the air. Plus, for enterprise networks and multi-station groups, the automated tasks, central library management, and Active Directory integration make IT directors weep tears of absolute joy. You just don't get that depth of scale anywhere else. Which brings us to weaknesses. Now look, full disclosure, as the founder and president of MusicMaster, I am incredibly proud of what this team builds every day. But a true SWOT means being honest. Historically, the knock on heavy-duty client-server systems has been that they can feel anchored to the desktop or that the sheer depth of features creates a learning curve for a brand new user. But here's the twist. We actually just systematically erase that mobile weakness. We recently launched our full-featured CS web client. This isn't some stripped-down mobile app. It is the entire power of MusicMaster CS running beautifully right inside your web browser. No local installs, no machine licenses, just pure programming freedom from your couch, a coffee shop, or the studio. That ties perfectly into our opportunities. The biggest opportunity in terrestrial radio right now is agility. Program managers are wearing 4 different hats, running multiple formats, and doing it on the move. The opportunity for us is to keep pushing the boundaries of where you can work. With the web client killing it in the field right now, we are actively working on the next frontier. I can officially tease that a native, fully cloud-born version of MusicMaster is in the works and coming soon. We're talking about taking the world's best scheduling brain and giving it a permanent home in the ether. Meanwhile, some of those other offerings are trying to catch up by building basic web interfaces, but they simply don't have the deep mathematical rotation engine underneath to back it up. Finally, let's talk threats. The threat in the wider market is the temptation of convenience over quality. There are all-in-one, browser-based playout suites popping up that promise to do everything: traffic, playout, and scheduling. They market heavily to supervisors because they look simple on paper. But here's the reality check for program managers. When you use a generic, built-in scheduling tool from a basic automation platform, your station sounds generic. The rotations clump, the artist separation breaks, and you lose the texture that makes local radio win. The threat isn't that another scheduler does it better, it's that stations might compromise their sound for a cheap shortcut. Bottom line, if you want absolute control over your station's acoustic DNA, and you want your team to be able to collaborate effortlessly from anywhere in the world on a secure enterprise-grade architecture, MusicMaster CS with the new web client is the undefeated champ. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hit subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments. Happy scheduling, and we'll catch you the next time we meet for another Cup of Joe.